The faction towers are a feature in AFK Arena that can be unlocked after completing the first stage of chapter 15. Only heroes of the specific faction can be used in each faction tower. Different factions towers are open on different days. For Mondays we have Lightbearers, Tuesdays Maulers, Wednesdays is going to be Wilders, and Thursdays is going to be Graveborn. Now on Fridays you will have both Lightbearers and Maulers. Saturdays you will have both Wilders and Graveborn, and then finally for Sunday they will all be open. So make sure you check these out every day. Each day that a tower is open, you will only be able to progress through 10 floors, so make sure you keep up to date with these so you can get all the rewards available. It's important to push these towers as far as you can as soon as you unlock them, because early on they're going to give a lot of extra dust, which is going to help you upgrade your heroes. And as you push later on into the game, they're actually going to give you some Stargazer tickets, which can be really helpful. You'll also gain extra summons, gold, and other resources along the way. I would avoid building heroes specifically for the faction towers. The rest of your campaign progress should be your main priority. What you really want to aim to have is a team of 5 leveled up heroes by having enough heroes in your resonating crystal. Now if you are struggling to progress, make sure you try and remove all your gear off all of your other faction heroes and put only your best gear on the 5 best heroes from that faction that you're taking in on the day of the tower. And also make sure you're equipping the artifacts to get every little bonus that you can. For the Lightbearers tower, some very key units that you want to look out for are Rowan and Rosaline, really strong supports, Lucius as a really strong tank, and something like Gwyneth or Belinda can be really strong damage dealers to help you progress. For the Maulers, there's one real star that stands out, and that is going to be Sophia, an absolutely amazing damage dealer for this tower. Now for the rest of the slots, it's basically whatever you have highest ascended in the Maulers. Something to consider is that Brutus can be really strong due to his just innate invincibility that he gets, allowing him to protect that Sophia for longer. You have something like Kassos, which increases all of your Maulers' life leech, which is going to help them sustain throughout the battle. And then we also have Numisu, who's the only dedicated healer in the Maulers, so he can really help out. But then it really just does come down to what Maulers you have at higher ascensions to deal some damage and also tank it out. The Wilders are a really strong faction and have so many options. You have things like Tassie, Pippa, Namora, and Leica, which can all be used very effectively at low ascensions because they provide just a lot of control and support for your team. And then any other damage dealer to carry you along the way, something like Iron or Saurus, or even something like Kaz, can really just push you really far into that Wilder tower. Graveborn is another really strong faction, so when you're pushing the tower, there's a lot of options. For control, you have things like Pharrell and Nara to really lock out your enemies. For damage, you have things like Chimera that a lot of people use early, but you also have something like Damon who can deal mass amounts of damage. And for tanking, you have something like Thorin, who can die once, come back, fear the enemies, also do a cheese where he can charge up and delete all the enemies. And then you also have something like Isolde, who's got an amazing amount of self-sustain, and with furniture he gets a lot of damage as well. Push these as far as you can every day that they are unlocked, because you are limited to 10 levels per day. On top of that, make sure you're equipping all your best gear to the heroes if you are struggling, along with artifacts as well, and keep an eye out for heroes that are really strong at low ascensions to fill in spots in your team by having them in the resonating crystal. But that is going to be it for the faction towers. Keep climbing and getting those rewards.